Cool.
Hello everybody, Tom Griss here with another Conan Exiles video. Today we're going to be focusing on an aspect of the Pippi mod called the Mushi editor. It allows you to have NPCs and do quests and things like that. I'm just going to go over a very basic idea of how it works. Anyway, let's get started, shall we? So first off, you'll notice down on my hotbar I have a couple of things here. This is the egress. It's a door. It allows you to control it. It's extremely customizable. Who you let in, when it opens, that kind of thing. Thespian is like an NPC. You can set them to different things. We'll get into that in just a second. And an NPC spawner. That is what spawns the NPC that you're going to either fight or something like that. This is just, I was building this little building back here, so I just had those left over. Anyway, first things first, we go up to the Thespian. Now, the Thespian is, well, like a thrall, but they're not an actual, they're considered a building, so they're not going to take damage and stuff like that. So, go into their options, hold down the E button, or you can just tap E. That works as well. If you have any professions set up, you can set them with a profession. That's another video to describe what the professions are. Right now we're going to be focusing mostly on the Mushi editor. And if you want the character to be interactive with that Mushi editor, you have to go down to Dialog Thespian. Then you'll be able to interact with your Thespian as a NPC. Now this is what you get when you first start up the Mushi editor. Everybody starts with an origin node. There is plenty of space in here. It goes for quite a while in every direction. If you feel the need, you can move the origin node back, but we won't need to for this one because it's going to be very simple. Okay. The first node you're gonna want to do is called a dialogue node. If you know what dialogue means, you can pretty much figure that out. We'll just say, hi, what's your name? Namer? Okay. Now, you want to go output to input. That little string right there means that when you talk to this person, he's going to say this. Now, obviously he asked you a question, so you're going to need to do options for that question. Let's say we have two options for the question. One is one of the little things you can do is you can type in things like this. And it'll say the player's name that is currently talking to them. Or you can be like, none your busyness. Whoops. I don't know if that's how you spell business or not. Anyway, you can just say that, and then you have to have these connected as well. Now, if you connect this one first, this will be on the top. If you connect this one second, it'll be on the bottom, or vice versa. No matter. Now that these have been hooked up this way, I can put this up here, it won't matter. I can put this down here, it won't matter. But if I connected this one first, this would be the first one. Alright, now we have the answers to the question. Now we need to know what happens next. If we say none your business, you want to go up to a wait node. Now this is just how long it waits until the next thing happens. Okay, we're going to say about 3 seconds. And this goes in milliseconds, so 3,000 is 3 seconds. And then we're going to have an action node, and we're going to close dialogue. Okay, now if you wanted to do something else here, you could. There's many different options. There's give an item, there's remove an item, give a quest, remove a quest, delete a quest. All the way down the line is if you say what your player name is. The next dialogue box. And it'll say, good to meet you. Okay. Which door would you like? Again, we have the option node. We're going to have 2 options because there's only 2 doors, but if you had 5 doors, you could have 5 options. It really doesn't matter how many. Alright, we're going to go down and up just to kind of show you that. We're going to say door 1, or door 12 apparently, and door 2. Okay. Now what's going to happen here is you're going to have to put an action as to what to do. Now obviously if you pick door 1, you're going to want it to open door 1. So we'll say one more dialogue for Mr. Man here. We'll say good choice. Now one of the things that we can do is we can use this for both of them. So no matter what answer you give, it's going to give you this. But the problem with that is whatever you have coming on over here, it's going to work for both of them. So it is possible to connect them to both the same answer, especially if they're going to be the same answer. But you got to understand that it's going to follow that line. So if you want 2 different things to happen for this thing, you have to have 2 different dialogues, even if they say the same thing. All right. So now that we got that going, we want an action to happen. If this is a particularly long saying here, like if you have a whole sentence here, you want to put a wait note in. Only for a couple seconds, doesn't have to be long, because otherwise it'll just cut right to what you're doing, and that can be a bit much. We'll go ahead and hit a wait note on down here too. Alright, now we got the wait nodes set up. We'll get them connected. And we'll have our action node. And our action node will be to open door 1. And this one you're going to go trigger. And this is Pippy Tool. Now the Pippy Tool is going to be the egress. But we're going to name that egress door 1. Okay. Now after that happens, we want to close the dialogue out. So we're going to go action, close dialogue. Now, here's where things can get a little bit creative. If you want something to spawn in slightly after you're done talking to them, up to a minute, what you can do is you can hit keep Mushi engine loaded. Okay, then the next thing you're going to do is put in a wait node. And we'll say wait 6 seconds. And then we're going to say action node, trigger. We're going to call this NPC1. Okay. Now basically you do the same thing down here. Alright, so we have the first basic step here done. We have the Mushi all filled out. Got all the actions and stuff we want to happen. We go up here, we hit save. Always hit save. Go down, hit close. Okay, now unless you want this guy to be standing here doing nothing, you have to hit apply. Now if you notice his little box changed, if you want, you can go up here and name him. Let's name him Bob. Go ahead and hit apply. And if you have any equipment that's already preset in the local storage, you can just go ahead, slap those on him so he's got some clothes. And apply. Bingo bango. He's got clothes now. And you can disable the GUI, which is the pop-up saying that you can interact with him and stuff. That's up to you. It doesn't really matter. You can also pick an animation that he's set in. Like, you can set him to wave. So he'll just keep doing the wave. Now, obviously, that's going to look a little weird. So for these type of guys, you want to go with like talking or tinkering or working, because they're repetitive motions in a loop. That actually makes sense. This is just going to look like he's doing exercise or something. But I usually go with the talking one. Sometimes you get this T-pose going on. It's fine. It still says it's there. You click him up, then he'll start talking, doing a little, whatever, you know, talking, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so from this point on, you can, if you want, you can change the character, where they look. You can change their sex. You can change everything. You can even get a woman and a beard if you want. But we're not going to bother with that right now. We're going to go into the Mushi stuff. Alright, so. Now, these are egress doors. They will not do anything unless you activate them. So, they're just there. So, we go up to the egress door and we go into edit. Okay. First thing you're going to want to do is hit enable, because that'll make it to where it actually works. And if you want all clan members to configure this one, go right ahead. I usually shut that off because, you know, you don't want people to be able to mess with it or whatever. And over here, you can control the time of day that it opens. Like if you want to have set hours to a store or whatever that you set up, you can have it. You can set for how long it's going to stay open once it is activated. I usually go. Well, actually, we'll do 3 seconds. And you can have it cost money to get in or not. You can have it password protected to get in. There's a lot of different options. You can control what rank gets in, what guild rank. I mean, there's a lot of different things. You can also name it. And this is important. You want to name it door 1, because this is the Pippy tool that needs to be activated by door 1. That's the important part. We'll go ahead and hit apply. Now, once you have it activated by the Mushi thing, none of this really matters, because it'll override it just to open the door for it, the other one. But anyway, we got that done. Now we're going to go over here and do the same thing with this door, only we're going to name this door door 2. Okay. Hit apply. Oh wait, we got to enable. Hit apply. Close. Now this will work for the admin, obviously. Now in here is the NPC spawner. Basically the same setup as the other, other stuff. You want to make sure it's enabled. If you don't want people to see this little white dot, you can go ahead and hit hidden. And if you want it to only spawn at the times that you want it to spawn, like when they activate it, crank this up to 30 days. Otherwise, every time something dies from this node, another one will pop up, which is kind of annoying. So we'll just put 1. Now, here's where you can control the health and the damage and stuff. If you leave it at 0, it'll be whatever it is normally. Like if you spawn in a wolf, it'll have normal wolf hit points, normal wolf damage, XP, all that. If you want it to be more, you can set it to whatever you want. Or less, you can set it to whatever you want. Like, I could set the health to 10. Now this thing has 10 hit points, and yeah, but we're gonna name this one NPC 1, because that's what we named the activation thing. Okay, now you're gonna go into what you want to spawn. We'll say we want to spawn a goat. Wildlife hoof goat of death, angry mountain goat. Interesting. We'll just go with a regular mountain goat. Use selected, and like I said, you can choose how many spawn. You can have 50 of them spawn if you want, or just 1. You can have it to where it only spawns a certain amount until you have to reset it. That kind of thing. Alright, hit apply. Now, as soon as you hit apply, it's going to pop out. If you don't want it out, you can just go ahead and get rid of that problem. And then we go over here and do the same thing. Over here, we're gonna go NPC 2. And we're gonna go 1. We're gonna go hidden and this and that and those and these. Alright, and this one we're gonna go, let's say snake. We'll say desert snake. Oh wait, no, that's the big one, isn't it? We'll say cobra. And hit apply. Like I said, they are gonna pop out. So keep that in mind. I'm gonna be in God mode and probably on hidden mode in order for that to be a thing. Now, one other thing you can do with the egress is you can change from a wooden door to a different type of door. All these are your different options. Now, they won't change it to the DLC style doors yet. I don't know if they plan on putting that in later or what, but you can change it to reinforced wooden door. Let's just go with black ice. See if we can work that out. Alright, that one's the black ice door. And we'll say this one is reinforced bar door. Okay. Those are the different options. They still work the same. So now we're going to test the system. So we're going to pretend like we're just somebody walking up on this. We're like, hey, what's this? We'll go over to this guy. Like, hey, Bob. So, hi, what's your name? None your business or Mr. Gristle 420? Well, we're going to say none your business. And then he goes, pink, and 3 seconds later, we're out. Okay, now we say, Mr. Gristle, it's good to meet you. Which door would you like? Let's go with door 2. Good choice. Did I not name this door 2? I did name it door 2. How come it didn't open? Well, let's go check that, shall we? This is why you test. It did, however, spawn the... oh, and that's why I didn't, because I didn't actually name it. See? I forgot to name this one door 2. Alright, so we go up here and hit save and close and apply. Should work now. Well, there's already a snake in there. So we go, oh, Mr. Gristle, and we're going to say, well, we want door 1 this time. Door 1 opens, we can go in. Door 1 closes, shortly thereafter, Mr. Goat spawns. So, that is the basics of how the Mushi system works to make quests and stuff like that. Now, this is a local version. You can make this work all the way across the map if you want. Like, you can have this guy say, okay, well, you've now gotten this quest. Okay? So, like, we can go in here. You can go into the Mushi editor. And let's say, once you kill the snake, you get a quest. So, we'll say, action node. And give quest. Give quest. Bob 1. Okay, and we can even set an expiration time. Like, we can say you have 2 hours to get this done. Okay. Now, what happens at that when you do this is it'll give you this quest, and if you have another thespian set up, say like across the map, you can go in here and have one of the condition nodes is has quest. We can say Bob 1. And then you go up here to input, and then if it's true, they will say this. If it's not true, they will say this. If it's true, then go false, bingo. I see you have met Bob. Or talk to Bob before I can help you. Then afterwards, you're going to want to have action nodes. I mean, we can get into depth, but I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to close dialogue, close dialogue. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. Okay, go up here, hit save, and close, apply, done. And I go up here, and then she says, oh, we don't have the quest, so it doesn't let us in, just kicks us out completely. Not supposed to happen, I thought. Oh, yes, I forgot to put the wait node in. Alright, now that we got the wait nodes in, this should work right. So, talk to Bob before I can help you. Okay, so I don't have the quest. So now we have to do this one again. And we'll do this. Say yes. We'll say door 2. Say good choice. Opens up. Snaky, snaky. Oh my god, we're gonna get killed. Blah, blah, blah. Now we have that quest. You go over here. Talk to her. Says, I see you've met Bob. And that's how you do that. So I hope this little guide helped you out and gave you an idea of what you can do with the Mushi guide, making NPCs and stuff. If you'd like to see a more in-depth video that's not so basic, I would be happy to do another video on that. But anyway, have a good one. And if you like what you see, hit that like button. Also hit the subscribe button so you can get notified every time I make one of these videos, as long as you hit that little notification bell. Have a good one. Bye.